Hello everyone, Rhea here. Can you believe that it is already the end of the first month of 2018? I feel like I was just doing a live stream on the first of the month talking about setting your New Year intentions, and here we are wrapping up January. So today I want to share with you how to pulse check your finances to make sure you are on par with your savings goals. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how to pulse check, how to use that information from your pulse check to move forward, and then I'm going to wrap by sharing my January pulse check. So let's get started. So when it comes to pulse checking your finances, there are really three key components that you'll want to check. First one is your budget. So at the end of December, at the beginning of the month, you should have set a budget for yourself, basically outlining what money you plan to have coming in and what money you plan to have go out. All of that should have been set, but things happen throughout the month. You could overspend, you could underspend, or something unexpected could have came up. So you'll want to see if anything unexpected did come up, how did that hurt your budget? If you came into extra money, did more go to savings? What did you do with that extra money? Did it cover any unexpected expenses? Basically, you want to see what you set for the month and then what actually happened throughout the month. And referring to your budget is going to help you do that. Second, refer to your spending. So in order to pulse check your progress, you're going to have to look at what you've spent. So again, you'll want to reference your budget because you would have outlined how much you can afford to spend on going out to eat and shopping, discretionary areas like that. So you should be tracking your spending throughout the month or referring to your bank or credit card activity. However you want to pulse check your spending, you should be doing it throughout the month to make sure you're staying on par with the limits of your budget. If you're not tracking, it's very, very, very easy to overspend and therefore throw your budget down the drain. So you want to look at what areas you overspent in, what areas you underspent in, and then what happened with the difference. So if you overspent in just about every area of your budget, what happened? What basically didn't happen because you overspent? Did you save less? Did you put less towards debt? What happened because you overspent? And then if you underspent, well, do you have extra money in your account right now? Did an unexpected bill pop up and it took away that underspending? You'll want to see exactly where your money went because you know how much you should have brought in. So you should know what should be going out. And if you have extra left in your account as of today, maybe you budgeted $100 for going out to eat and you spent $100. And then maybe you budgeted $100 for gas, but you only spent $50. Well, that should mean if you didn't overspend in any other area that you have $50 sitting in your account. Move it to savings. Even if you already saved for your goal, move it aside. Get rid of it so you can make progress towards your goals. Okay, and then component number 3 of your pulse check is referring to your money goals. So at the beginning of the month, when you outlined your budget, you should have specified what you saved towards your goals. Did you save that amount? Did you save more? Are you on track to meet your goal for whatever deadline you have? Are you not on track? Can you make up the difference? You're going to want to think about how this month affected your progress towards your goal. Do you need to potentially extend your goal deadline, or maybe you saved more than you expected and you'll reach your goal faster? You just want to pulse check and make sure you're on track, and if not, you can use that information to move forward with setting your goal and making sure you achieve it when you want to. So now that we covered the 3 components of pulse checking, which is referring to your budget, referring to your spending, and referring to your progress on your goals, let's talk about how to move forward with that information. So you'll want to start by making changes to your budget for February. So maybe you totally forgot that you had a new bill. You joined the gym and now you have a new monthly bill for the gym. You want to make sure you include that in your budget moving forward, starting with February. Let's say you got rid of a bill. You'll want to remove that from your budget for February. So you want to make any changes that you need to make sure February's budget is on track and helping you reach your goals. Next, make changes to your spending. So by now you should know if you overspent or underspent. And if you overspent, you'll definitely want to stop that. I suggest using cash. So whatever limit you give yourself for going out to eat or shopping, pull cash in that amount. Once the cash is gone, no more spending. And then you can also see what else you can potentially cut back. So maybe you did sign up for the gym, but you never went, or you didn't like that one and you're going to switch to a new gym. Get rid of that expense. Cut back where you can, especially if you need to make up some progress for reaching your goals. And then always put the extras aside. Hopefully you have some form of an emergency fund or some form of savings so that if an unexpected expense comes up, you can pay for it and move on and not affect your goals or put you more into debt. And then lastly, make changes if necessary to your goals. So during your pulse check, you should have seen if you were on par with reaching your goals. If not, what changes can you make? Do you want to increase the deadline that you have to reach your goal? If not, you're likely going to have to save more to make up the progress that you didn't have in January. And that's totally fine. You just have to be creative with the ways that you cut back your spending. Now, let's say you came into some extra money. Can you decrease the timeline you have to reach your goal so you can achieve it faster and then move on to the next goal? Whatever changes you need to make to your goals, do so now. All right, so that is how you pulse check your finances, you go through your budget, your spending, and you review your goals, and then you make changes for the month ahead. I suggest sticking with a month-to-month plan, but if you need to break it down into pay periods, that's fine too. Whatever works for you and whatever keeps you organized along the way is going to be the best route to go. Now, if for some reason you can't pinpoint what's happening with your budget, or your spending is too out of control and you just can't get a handle on it, or you feel like you'll never reach a specific goal, schedule a free consultation with me. Let's get you on track. Let's get you working towards a state of financial clarity and ultimately financial freedom. So when I'm done with this live video, I will leave a link in the comment section so you can schedule that consultation with me totally free, and we can talk through your opportunities, your strengths, your areas of weakness, so on and so forth. Okay, so I saved the best for last, my January end pulse check. So exactly how I practice what I preach, I use a budget and I use a spending tracker. I track my spending almost every day. Some days I don't spend any money, so therefore I don't need to track. But really throughout the month, I am keeping tabs on what I'm spending in each of my budget categories so I can make sure I'm just staying on track with the limits I've set for myself. It's very helpful. Again, I highly recommend it. So unfortunately, I was not, I basically did not hit my goals this month because a few things came up unexpectedly. Life happens, right? Nobody's perfect. First, I was expecting more money than I actually made this month. There was an issue with work, and the raise that I was supposed to be getting at the start of the year didn't come till mid-month. So basically, that automatically put me under budget. And unfortunately, my savings took the hit. It's fine, but I made sure to keep it light in my spending areas. I will say too that I went to Las Vegas for a weekend. Very spontaneous, very fun trip. I stayed within my limits of my budget, so I gave myself a certain amount of money to spend on food and fun. Stayed within those limits. I'm very proud of that. Had a great time. But the lack of income for the month really hurt my savings goals. In the end, my spending was under budget by $200, but my savings took the hit. What are you gonna do, right? I'm gonna move forward into February, making up the difference of savings that I didn't have in January and get myself back on track because I don't wanna mess with my goal deadline. And then also too, I set 2 new money goals for myself, and I created accounts for those goals, and I set up my automatic transfers to start funding those goals so I can reach them by my specific date. So super excited about that. And that pretty much wraps up my January pulse check. While I didn't make as much as I planned and I didn't save as much as I planned, I still kept my spending to a minimum, and I'm moving forward into February on a really great note. So I'm excited about that. So I will see if you guys have any questions about pulse checking your finances, setting your money goals, or anything related to budgeting before we wrap up here. Hi, Wesley. Thanks for watching. All right. Doesn't look like any questions are coming in. Feel free to leave a comment if you're watching the replay later. I will be sure to get in here and answer any questions that come up. I will also make sure I leave the link to schedule your consultation with me so we can get you on financial track. All right, everyone. Well, have a great rest of the day, and let's start February on a very positive note by getting your pulse check done tonight. And drop a comment if you get it done and what you find in your pulse check. All right, everyone. See you later.